Sorry guys, the program shut down. So last two problems on the quiz. Again, mod 7 quiz 22 to 24. So find the derivative of this function. Now this derivative will need the product rule because we have the function 2x times this other function in terms of x. So just rewriting that so I can use the power rule. So first function times the derivative of the second function. This will need the chain rule because we have the function being raised to the 1/2 power, and times the derivative of the inside. So this entire piece represents the derivative of 1 minus x squared to the 1/2 power, plus second function times the derivative of the first. Alright, these twos will cancel. Multiplying the numerators, 2x times 1 times negative x gives us a negative 2x squared for the first term, making that term with a positive exponent. Okay, now we need to make it with one fraction, so the common denominator will be the square root of 1 minus x squared. The first term doesn't need to be multiplied by anything. The second term we need to multiply by 1 minus x squared on the top and bottom, square root of 1 minus x squared. So our next step, make sure you distribute that 2 to both terms that were underneath the radical. And then combining like terms, negative 4x squared plus 2 all over the square root of 1 minus x squared. So that would be your final derivative. Lastly, number 7. This function does not need product or quotient because there's only one x. The only thing I'm going to do first is rewrite the original with an exponent so that we can see the power rule needs to be used. So looking at x, first thing happening to x is you're raising it to the 1/3 power. Then you're taking the sine of that function and then the secant of the whole thing. So working from the outside in to derive, the derivative of secant is secant of the original function times the tangent of the original function. So that's derived. The derivative of the sine function is the cosine of the function. And then our last piece, derive what's being raised to the 1/3 power. So 1/3 times x to the negative 2/3 power. Now writing this with one fraction, positive exponents. This last term from our chain rule is what we'll put in the denominator. 3 belongs in the denominator, then to make that negative exponent positive. Now in the numerator, there's really no nice way of writing this entire thing, and you can pick and choose the order in which you write it, but nothing can be combined. So notice you have the sine of the cube root of x twice, but this sine is attached to the tangent function, this one is attached to the secant function, so there's nothing more you can do. Even rewriting it at secant is 1 over cosine, again, nothing will cancel because the expression that follows the original trig function, they're all different. And that's it.